YouTube, Josh here today for a quick little YouTube video. Figured I would give a short little update on everything that I'm working on and possibly work on some porting tonight. Got quite a bit of this thing worked on. So let's see if I can't swap this around real quick. So I've been working on pulling the motor out of this thing. Cylinder 8's dead. I thought it had a broken rocker arm. It doesn't. I pulled the valve cover. So, yeah. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to rebuild this one. It really all depends on how much damage the motor has. So, I might rebuild it. I might put an LS in it. I might put a rotary in it. I'm not really sure. But it should be coming out here, I don't know, in the next couple of weeks. I'm going racing this weekend, so I'm going to be quite busy. I'm actually thinking about pulling this whole front clip off so that it's easier to get the motor out, because I have low ceilings. So for me to pull the motor, I have to push the motor out of the truck out of the garage and then pick it up that way. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about doing that, but that's something that I'll figure out here in the next couple weeks. But anyways, so today I'm gonna work on a little porting. I don't have any duct tape laying around, but this stuff should be more than enough to protect the actual housing. So this is a 6-port GSL SE with a Pineapple Racing Street Port template etched onto it. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to start on this side. I'm going to take it easy. Never done this before, so it's probably going to be a slow process for me. I might do a little time lapse of it. But other than that, I'm not going to really record all that much. I might come back in and show you a final product once I've cleaned everything up and everything else. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And just wanted to give y'all a brief little update on everything that I'm working on. And S2000 bone stock. Actually, you know what? I don't think I've even talked about this car on the channel 4. It's a AP1. It is bone stock. I mean, all the way down to the factory air filter. We are, as far as I know, we are, I believe, the 3rd owner of it. Yeah, it's got 106,000 miles on it. Nothing's ever been touched. Nothing's ever been out of the car. Nothing weird with the car. You're probably like, oh man, that paint looks really good for, you know, an 03. And you'd be right, because it got caught out in a hailstorm. So the car has actually been repainted minus the trunk lid, which all you have to do is look at the trunk lid, and you can instantly tell just by looking at it that there's haze in the trunk lid. Hopefully this will polish out, but I haven't played with that. That's the only piece on the whole car that hasn't been painted, other than, I think, maybe the door seals, and that's it. But yeah, this is a, I mean, clean S2000. It's got the normal seat problems that all these are notorious for. Probably will get the seat reupholstered and redone that way, but yeah. Other than that, this thing is mint. Did all the normal, you know, used car fluid changes. Probably the only thing that we will do to it, this is my wife's car, by the way. Probably the only thing we will do to this is swap out the wheels and tires. Once she gets used to driving it and filling out how the limit of the car is on all seasons, which is, I recommend to everybody. That way you're going significantly slower when the car starts to act funny on the limit, instead of going really fast with sticky tires and it starts acting funny on the limit. and you don't know what it does, and you get yourself in a lot of trouble. All seasons will keep you from having that problem. Best way to learn how to drive a car is bone stock, all season tires. Start from there and then work from the inside out. So the worst thing that you can do is start throwing money at the motor. Cars are designed from the inside out. So race cars, production cars, everything start with wheel and tire package, and they work inward from the car. So they build wheel, tire, hub assembly, suspension, and then they work on the actual car, minus the overall shape and design. I'm talking about everything that's underneath the car. But yeah, so I highly recommend All Seasons to start on. Good old Tiger Paws is what was on this, which those will do fine. The only thing that I actually have had to do on this car, which these are notorious for, is the headlights. I sanded them down, polished them, and they came back. They look great. So I was really pleased with how they turned out, both sides. But yeah, other than that, that's the S2K in our life lawnmower, and my old rusty Chevy pickup truck. Actually, the good thing about it is the stuff that's rusty is the stuff that's easy to replace, but the stuff that's not rusty is the stuff that's solid. So like the whole bed is all good on it. The door sills are, I think, the worst part in the passenger side fender. But like everything in the interior needs to be replaced on it. The steering wheel has done the notorious old bake. It's like really sticky and nasty. You can even see it's like shiny, and you can see where I like wiped the goo off of it. I don't know if it's had like Armor All on it or something, and it's like broken down the plastic and rubber, but it's nasty. The seat in this thing is actually been reupholstered, so the seat is really nice, minus the little bit of fade that's on the back of it from it sitting outside for I don't know how many years after I got it moving and then didn't move it again. But yeah, I mean it's a clean truck, minus I believe the dash is cracked. Oh my god! See, it sat outside so long that even the fucking sunshade is like dry rotted and coming apart, which is gonna be fun to pull out. But the dash is cracked. Obviously, notorious door panels need to be replaced. Steering wheel, and I'll probably replace the gauge cluster, since they're all kind of like faded from sunbake and stuff. But other than that, truck is mint. It's got a, I don't know what, it's a Panasonic, but it's like factory replacement. It's nice radio. I'll probably leave it in here. It's, I think, early 90s style, I believe. And then, so yeah, it's also got the rally bar with the lights on it and everything. Wood bed, which clearly the wood bed is a disaster. And then it's got rotary parts in the back, along with some truck parts. But yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna get started on dribbling some of this stuff out, and yeah, maybe I'll get back with y'all later, and this will look nice and finished and trimmed out. All right, here we go. Well, boob tube, here's the first initial rough end. Still needs to be polished up. I probably won't smooth this out too much more. I got the edges pretty smooth. I'll finish smoothing out the main channel once it turns. But everything else I'm going to leave with a little bit of rough to it. That way the flow is smooth in, but it's still going to have some roughness to it. That way it makes the air a little bit more turbulent. That way the fuel and air mixture mix. Since this motor is probably going to be carbureted, it doesn't need to be perfectly smooth. And then this is pretty polished up. I did the best that I could with what I've got. I mean, obviously these lines aren't perfectly straight, but I should be able to get them straightened up for the most part. But yeah, I am thoroughly pleased with my first port job ever. Yeah, I use an electric one. It takes forever, but at the end of the day, as long as it still gets the job done and looks decent. Oh, camera does not like that. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously this one doesn't even have, the top one doesn't have to be dremeled any because it's got the port slide in it, so it's already smooth. It already has this in it, so it's smooth. But this one I went after, got a lot of the casting marks out of it. You can see what I'm talking about with it being like, if it focuses, with it still being a little rough, but it's definitely still smooth. That way it mixes the fuel, the air and fuel very well. Like I said, this is just a good old street port from Pineapple Racing. You can see where it jumped on me right there on the bridge, but actually if you run your finger across it, you can't feel it, but you can see it. Other than that, that looks, I'm very, very pleased with that. So yeah, if you'd like to see me actually porting, it's a long process. I think this took 45 minutes to an hour, and I only widened this up a little bit and brought this down quite a bit, and that's about it. It's still pretty much the stock size, so takes a while, but it's definitely worth it in the long run. But anyways, guys, if you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see more, let me know. If you want to see more porting, see me actually port, see how badly I screw up, and correct me on everything that I do wrong. But anyways, guys, until next time, happy brapping.